Choose the equipment. Choose the equipment, mate.
All right.
Look at her fucking head just banging on this thing.
Yeah, it's funny.
You look like you're like smelling like Joe Biden. Lou, you should take this. Here, take this thing. Take that. Pick it up with E. Can somebody crouch and do what I'm doing? I want to see what it looks like. This is the best.
This is better than the actual game.
Kissing goblins, ingratiating goblins, in bed with a goblin. I don't wanna see him. Kissing goblins, ingratiating goblins, in bed with a goblin. Dump it. Charging into a goblin's nest, some goblin vomit and slop and blood on it.
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. I just want to start off today's video with a very positive message, something very uplifting from our friends over at Activision Blizzard. Diversity and inclusion. We're committed to creating an inclusive culture rooted in our core values that unlocks the power of diversity to deliver the most epic games and entertainment. How we define D&I. Diversity. All of the ways we are unique, seen and unseen. Inclusion. Everyone feels heard, valued, and a sense of belonging. To go with this beautiful message from Activision Blizzard, who clearly, truly, deeply cares about diversity and inclusion of all cultures, races, religions, sexual orientations. Clearly they take diversity and inclusion very seriously at Activision Blizzard. So to go with that message, I have another beautiful quote from Kelly Stevens, the Global Diversity and Inclusion Manager of Blizzard Entertainment. It is critically important Blizzard represents the millions of players that make up our communities worldwide, in our games, in our stories, in our characters, and in our global offices. We know diversity leads to growth and innovation, while being inclusive allows players to feel at home in our worlds and our employees to feel at home at Blizzard. Representation matters. A diverse employee population matters. Inclusion matters. A very touching message from a company that is truly at the forefront, at the cutting edge when it comes to supporting oppressed communities. Unless, of course, you live in Hong Kong, in which case then, you're just shit out of luck, buddy. Sorry. Oh, what's that? You're being oppressed by a horrible communist regime? Better not speak out about it because we'll just ban your ass if you say anything. Shut your mouth and get in line. That CCP money is too sweet for us to care what you have to say. Of course, I'm referring to when Blizzard banned Blitzchung for having the tenacity to dare stand up for Hong Kong and their sovereignty on livestream. But Blizzard's business relationship with China couldn't be threatened. Tencent and Blizzard, they're like this, two peas in a hammer and sickle laced pod. You see, when I talk about these companies paying lip service to things like diversity and inclusion, they don't really care. What matters to them is their bottom dollar, what's going to be most profitable, and as it turns out in North America, we're idiots and we just accept things like this. And I guess I should say not all of North America, really. I'm talking about the United States. I'm sure the same could be said for Canada, but I'm gonna talk about the US here. So you have all these pea-brained mongoloids who just cream their pants at the sight of something like Soldier 76 being announced as being a gay character, Tracer being a gay character, because clearly that's what really matters. That's the big deal. Even though Overwatch's lore is really nothing. It's supplementary. It's something that came after the fact. So they figured that they could just do something easy to earn some cred with all of these idiots who have the attention span of a goldfish. And I want you to keep that in mind. This whole situation with Blizzard, Soldier 76, and Tracer, we're going to come back to this because the whole reason I'm bringing this up is to highlight the blatant hypocrisy of companies like Activision Blizzard and Disney and the NBA, any company that just tries to virtue signal without actually backing it up with some action. But first we need to talk about what sparked this video in the first place. You can take this diversity and inclusion message that I read at the beginning of this video, and let's compare it to why we're here today. We're going to be taking a look at some tweets from a very interesting person by the name of Madeleine Roux. So, who is Madeline? Well, she's the author for a new World of Warcraft book coming out called Shadows Rising. This is going to be a book that ties into the upcoming Shadowlands expansion for the World of Warcraft game. So, as you could expect from a modern woke writer working for a company like Activision Blizzard, it's been found that she's actually incredibly racist and incredibly sexist. But of course it doesn't count because these morons would say that you can't be racist towards white people, you can't be sexist towards men. That's why they have to change the definition of these things so it works in their favor. But if you're judging somebody or discriminating against somebody based on their gender or their race or their religion, that is what makes you a bigot, which is what all of these leftists love to screech about, calling everybody bigots and istophobes. When in reality, they are the biggest ones of them all. The intolerance of these people is staggering. So what did she do? What did Miss Madeline here do? Let's take a look at some tweets that she was posting, which she backtracked on. Trust me, she backtracked hard. And she did it in the most hilarious way possible. It's just complete gaslighting by this fucking idiot. It's on the internet, lady. It doesn't go away. The Internet Archive exists, you moron, but we'll get to it. I'm getting a little ahead of myself here. We'll get there, don't worry, calm down. Let's take a look at some of these tweets and prepare yourself because they are shockingly racist and incredibly misandrist. The first tweet reads, "Oh, white men, are you sad? Are you impotent? Are you desperate for validation you don't deserve?" You know what I think might have sparked that tweet? She definitely got shot down by somebody because no one wanted to enter her crusty vag, so she just made up some encounter or some reason to tweet this out because she needed to get her own incel pent-up rage out. Another tweet, "Dear white men, get your fucking shit in order. Sincerely me." Ah yes, because we should definitely be taking advice from somebody who looks like they lost a fight with an electric razor. Or how about this one? "Congrats, ugly white men. Mad Max Fury Road is now our immediate future. There's a saying, something about glass houses and those who live in them. Now, how does this person respond to criticism when somebody expresses concern about this clear hatred for a race and a gender? Any guesses on how she might respond to that? Well, spoiler alert, not too well. Somebody said, "I seriously hope that Blizzard will never give you power to integrate your hatred towards white men in World of Warcraft." And this cunt responds with, "There's a real simple solution. Go play something else." Well, using that logic, Madeline, how about all the women complaining about AC sisterhood and not enough female representation? Just shut the fuck up and go play something else. How about people screeching for representation of LGBTQ characters in media? Just shut up and go watch something else. Do you see how that logic doesn't work? There's definitely arguments and conversations to be had about representation. I clearly have my own opinions on this, but this is not a way to conduct yourself, especially when somebody's expressing concern about a franchise that you work with. Though I will say we should take Madeline's advice here and go play something else. Fuck giving Blizzard your money, they don't deserve it for multiple reasons, but if they're gonna employ people like Madeline here, complete bigoted, horrid people, you should definitely reconsider where your money is going because it's funding people like this, ideas like this, such hatred, such vitriol from disgusting human beings like Madeline. Here's my favorite one though, are you ready for this? "White people must be stopped," says this pasty ass white chick. Where do these white people get off by saying some crazy shit like this? Could you imagine if anybody replaced white men with black men or brown men or whatever other color other than white? She would be fired immediately, just like that. There would be no questions asked, or if she said something bad about women, she would be gone. But because Blizzard doesn't actually give a shit about diversity and inclusion and equality, they don't care about that, and due to this, she's still working there, she's still writing this book, and Blizzard's just turning a blind eye to this. So, of course, when Madeline got wind that people were going through her tweets and reading them and reposting them, she had a mini panic attack and started deleting them. But again, silly bitch, they're on the internet. We have the archive, they exist, but apparently, no. Somebody photoshopped these, somebody made them up. A Twitter user said, the bamboozle, let me rephrase that, they said lol, the bamboozle. How did that come up in conversation? You ask about his anniversary sword? Some chuds are on the saddest investigation of my life because Blizzard hiring me hurt their fifis. This is of course as she began to sweat bullets and she had another interaction with a different Twitter user. The Twitter user says, such a sound theory. Honestly, I'd be laughing if it wasn't so sad to see these people get so twisted up over a few of your tweets. Right, because there's definitely nothing to get twisted up about racism and sexism, you dumbass. Madeline responds with, if it's the same old, they're Photoshop, they never embedded them because they don't exist, lol. Oh, they don't exist. Interesting you say that, because again, we have the archive. This is not made up. I'm going to leave a link to this Bounding Into Comics article in the description below. Check it out for yourself. Go through the archive for yourself because the tweets are there. And Madeline, if you're somehow seeing this, I highly advise you to take a look at those links, you fucking idiot. Now let me say, I don't agree with cancel culture. I'm not big into this person should lose their job because they said things that I don't politically or ideologically agree with to an extent. She's not breaking any laws here, I just don't like what she has to say. So we have people going after her job, like this Twitter user here says, hey Blizzard, thought you were against sexism and racism. Judging from the public comments posted by Madeline, that's clearly not the case. They have an excellent point. Obviously, when people bring these things to employers' attention, that is kind of a side effect of what happens. Not saying she wouldn't deserve it, but what I'm also saying is that we shouldn't be trying to get her fired. That's the point. You might disagree with me on that, and that's 100% fine. That's just my stance on it. I'm not a fan of cancel culture going either way. The way I look at it and the way I combat things like this is vote with your wallet. Don't buy her book, don't get this expansion, show Activision Blizzard that as fans of this franchise, it's not going to be put up with, it's not going to be tolerated. Again, you have these people that worm their way into these franchises and they just fucking destroy them. They're like mold, they rot the foundation of these franchises until they collapse. I mean, Jesus Christ, you had people saying that they needed to end the race war in World of Warcraft, where humans are fighting orcs. The whole thing's based on a war, you dumbasses. War of Peacecraft doesn't sound all that appealing. I don't think I really want to play that game. It's gonna be like Civilization, just way more boring. Sorry if you like Civilization, I apologize, but it's not my cup of tea. So remember earlier when I was talking about Blizzard's hypocrisy with all of this? Blizzard made Soldier 76 and Tracer, and again, this was clearly an afterthought, something that they did to drum up some publicity for their game. But again, just like Disney, they're not going to let politics affect their bottom line. If it's not going to make them money, they're not going to deal with it. And we know that to be a fact because Blizzard censored their Overwatch League broadcast for Pride celebration. But they didn't censor it in the US, where they know they can make money off it from weird gender and race-obsessed morons. They censored the South Korean version of it because Korea's not too big on gay people because they're a pretty conservative nation. There's another example of some censorship coming from Blizzard in the Overwatch comic book where it was announced that Tracer is a lesbian. That wasn't released in Russia. Now in this article here from TechSpot, it does highlight the fact that it is illegal to distribute what Russia would consider quote-unquote gay propaganda, but the point still stands that Blizzard is in fact taking profit over their supposed holier-than-thou, high horse stance when it comes to diversity and inclusion and standing up for what they believe is right, because these companies don't believe in shit. They don't believe in anything other than making money. Because if they did, they wouldn't still be doing business in Russia. Instead, they said, oh no, it's okay, she's not gay there, we just won't put that there, but please keep spending money, please keep spending money with us. Same thing with China. And all of these fucking idiots still keep just flipping out. They just keep losing their minds when they see Blizzard. You just toss them a little crumb. Here's a little crumb of representation, and then they eat it up. Fucking pathetic. I don't know when people are gonna get it through their thick skulls. These corporations, they're not your friend. They see you as walking money bags. They view your political cause, your diversity, your inclusion as a tool. It's a joke to them. All these people, they say they're woke, their eyes are open, they're just fucking sleepwalkers. They don't understand anything. They just see what's put out in front of them and they eat that shit up blindly. The purest definition of a consumer. Down with capitalism, unless it's got rainbow flags on it, unless it's got a trans flag, then we'll buy it. Oh, you got a communist shirt there? I'll buy that because communism good, but capitalism also good, so I can buy your shirt. Idiots. I don't want to go on another rant about that. That's gonna do it for this video today, ladies and gentlemen. As always, I want to know what you think about all of this, so tell me, are you going to be buying World of Warcraft Shadowlands or the book Shadows Rising? Or did Madeline's behavior put you off? Let me know down in the comments below. As always, if you like the video, be sure to drop a like, and if you really want to support this channel, hit the subscribe button, as it really does help me out. While you're there, make sure you check the bell icon and ensure that all notifications are turned on so you don't miss a single video, because we wouldn't want that happening now. If you really want to go above and beyond, prove that you are a true badass, join the Discord. Link will be down in the description below. MGM Mother Base. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter, by the way, at Metal Gear Mando. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, stay safe, and I will see you in the next video.
Kissing goblins, ingratiating goblins, in bed with a goblin. Kissing goblins, ingratiating goblins, in bed with a goblin. Dump it. Charging.